It took a lot to upset Lizzie Lockett next door but one to us, but this particular instance had really set her off. Hilda asked me all that shop told me about it. I says I stirred. I says, heard what? Lizzie Lockett's going to have police on Owd Piggott. I says, wait, what's happened? Hilda says, well, last Wednesday afternoon, Lizzie got some women's organisation members down for coffee. And they went and sitting in front room drinking coffee and talking about baking bread. And over a sudden, says this vile language started floating in through the window. Well, Lizzie reckoned it was somebody out in the street standing under the gas lamp and they want a half churning it out. It wasn't just ordinary swearing, it was worse than that, a lot worse. It was pit language, fish market language and bloody dockers language all rolled into one. With a bit more added than host. Good measure. I reckon as Judy Parker Jarvis fainted. And I swear as blind as it was Owd Piggott. I says there's only him in the whole of North Staffordshire as could cost like that. I says any road has got police on it. I thought poor old Lizzie. Well, fortunately, it didn't happen very often as they met at Lizzie's, but when they did, I usually managed to get Pearce out of the road, shift his teeth off mantel shelf, put a reasonable show on the nost. It seemed a cruel stroke of fate as Owd Grandad Piggott should have a cussing session under the gas lamp that very afternoon. Lizzie had got no doubt what I was going to do. Face like thunder had got when my mother said her in the butcher's. So I'll get him shifted. You can't stand it out, Tom. Oh no, it was him under that gas lamp, I says. This'd be a lovely neighbourhood if it wasn't for his filthy gob. I says it's every hour of the day with him. First thing in the morning, he goes banging and swearing down to the lavatory. I says it's heaven help anybody as gets in his road. I says then he's churning his language out at her, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning they're on. My and Pearce gonna go late for him. Now this lot. Oh no, I says. He's gone to fur this time. I says he gets a bit of ale inside him and up goes his volume knob. Rubbish, he is. No, but rubbish. Well, when Bobby first knocked on Owd Grandad's door without tuck panicked. I says, it wasn't me, the host. I never went nowhere near that building site. I says, and as regards any tales, never said none. There's been a complaint about you emitting abusive and obscene language in a public place, thereby liable to cause a breach of the peace. Well, Owd Grandad looked stunned at first. Then he thought, fast. I says, look, it wasn't me. It might have sounded like me, but it wasn't. I says, my mate Billy Drummond bets on horses, does say, and I had a bad run yesterday afternoon. He's a bit fast-tempered, Drummer is. I don't think what he says. Bobby says, it was not yesterday afternoon, it was Wednesday. I like straight at this, Bobby. I says, it couldn't have been me, then I was in bed, bad. They could text me missus. O.D. Wednesday, I was bad. But Bobby had gone. Well, Owd Grandad come round our eyes. I says, it's all right, innit? The minute somebody does something round here, everybody says it's me. Oh, says they aren't usually wrong, neither are they. Well, they were just about to charge Owd Grandad Piggott with this offence. And I happened to be in done robbing this night, and somebody knew somebody else as happened to work for the gas board. And this chap was on the club. So Owd Grandad says, why is he on the club? You know, it's just in conversation, like. This bloke says, well, his mate was sealing a crack in a gas lamp, and I dropped red hot molten lead down his shirt neck. I was at bottom of the ladder, does say. Well, all of a sudden, something clicked. And it took Owd Grandad Piggott till dinner time next day to track this bloke down. I says, listen, bad neck or no bad neck, they ain't coming down to the police station with me. Of course, this bloke didn't know as it was up, does say. So of course I made a statement that afternoon. And his statement read like this. I was holding the ladder for Mr. Smith, and I remember feeling excruciating pain. And I said, excuse me, Mr. Smith, you were dropping red hot lead down my neck. Will you please try to be more careful? Owd Grandad says to this Bobby, I says, I suppose that's what you'd see if somebody dropped red hot lead down their shirt neck, is it? So he took him out in the wash. It wasn't Owd Grandad after all. Well, they wouldn't tell him who'd complained, but they could so blame Lizzie Lockett for thinking it was him. If you heard a bark in our street, you knew there was a dog about. If you heard bad language, you knew there's Owd Grandad Piggott was about. It was as easy as that.